Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, court judgment. What court judgment? The Malam Buhari led government is again dismissing the Sowore bill out of hand, insisting that the guy is going to continue in detention. So with that guys, I bring you this. Why Sowore must remain in detention? That is attributed to the federal government. So that's the headline. Why Sowore must remain in detention. And this comment is attributed to the federal government. So now let's see what the Malam Buhari-led regime has to say. The federal government on Friday justified its reasons for keeping convener of Revolution Now, Omoyele Sowore, in detention despite the court ruling that ordered his release on bail. The government, in a 27-paragraph counter affidavit it filed before the Abuja division of the Federal High Court, said that Sowore posed a threat to national security. The government, which spoke through its lawyers led by Mr. Hassan Liman, SAN, expressed concern that the defendant will call for another revolution once he is freed from custody, arguing that there was likelihood of the defendant committing the same offense again. The federal government also implored the court to prosecute the defendant due to the severity of the allegation against the detained activist. It stated that the defendant posed a flight risk, having realized that the charge contained a capital offense that would attract a life imprisonment upon his conviction. It also maintained that Sowore was based in the United States of America, USA, and would jump bail if released from detention, stating the case of leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, D.E.T.E.N.T.I.O.N, as reference, relying on a Supreme Court decision in Asari Dakobo versus FRN, which it said also involved treasonable felony. The prosecution argued that Sowore deserved to be denied bail, saying he had, on the day he was arraigned, kept chanting and calling for a revolution whilst he was being led out of court. This is a clear indication that once released on bail, he will go out there and engage in acts that will amount to a threat to national security, Liman added. Investigation has been concluded and we are willing and ready for accelerated hearing, if possible, on a day-to-day basis so that the first defendant can return to the USA, the prosecution added. Meanwhile, Sowore, through his lead counsel, Mr. Femi Falana, SAN, contended that the government has no tangible reason why Sowore should not be released on bail pending his trial. He argued that since he is presumed innocent by virtue of Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution, the onus was on the federal government to establish why he should remain in detention. So now it's looking like these people now are intent on holding on to Sowore still, irrespective of what the court says, and really this is a cause for concern. So I'm not quite sure if this argument was for the first bail or it applies to the second bail as well, but until I see that guy Sowore walking the streets, I am going to suspend disbelief, because of course we know what these people are like. It's just like a rank-a-day thing that they are doing. The laws in Nigeria is effectively rank-a-day now, and it's like Yamutu. Everything is Yamutu. So we are being ruled now according to the laws of Yamutu and all this kind of rankadedeism. So there's no rule of law, there's no learnedness, there's no knowing, there's no fair play, there's nothing like the rule of law. It's just like some Fulani mindset. So if you align, say align. If it doesn't align, then just cancel it out. It's effectively what is going on there now. So I will wait to see this guy on the street before I believe anything. The court has granted him bail, and the bail conditions that the court has set is almost as though they had not granted him bail, because it's near on impossible to meet. But I'm hopeful that those bail conditions will be met, and if those bail conditions are then met, then it is then over to the DSS and the Buhari regime to then release this guy. But of course we already know how these guys play their own game. So as I said, I, for one, will be suspending disbelief until I see this guy on the streets, a free man that can go about his business. If they are confining him to Abuja, then I'm sure there's somebody that will lend him an apartment in Abuja for the duration of the time that he has to be there. So whatever it is, this guy needs to be out of that custody and on the street so he can engage with his family and interact with his loved ones and have his say in the public space. Conversations in the comment section. The hounds from the back of beyond are coming and they are bringing hell with them. So rule of law, what rule of law? But before you come talk to me about the legalities of this, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what you are making of these nonsensities going on in our country in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, carry on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.